Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we begin our news tonight with the major and top highlights. The head of state receives the credentials of 7 new ambassadors to the Republic of Djibouti. And on the international scene in the United States, California mass shooting suspect found dead. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, received this morning at the Palace of the Republic the credentials of 7 new ambassadors associated to the respective countries to the Republic of Djibouti. The ambassador of Turkey for residents of the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Cenk Orez, in an interview, the new ambassador of Turkey in Djibouti, Mr. Cenk Orez, transmitted to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, the friendly greetings of his counterpart and brother of the Republic of Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and wished to the brotherly people of Djibouti peace and prosperity. The new Turkish ambassador then mentioned the privileged and extensive ties in all the sectors of development between the two countries. He added that the Republic of Djibouti's strategic partner thanks to its strategic position, but also thanks to its role in promoting peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. After handing over his letter of condolence to the President of the Republic, the head of state had a meeting with the ambassador to discuss ways and means to further consolidate the friendly relations between the two countries and strengthen their economic cooperation.
People, I am honored to serve my country as a resident ambassador of Turkey in Djibouti. I am honored that I will serve as Turkey's ambassador in friendly and brotherly Djibouti, which is appreciated by all for his crucial role for stability and security of the Horn of Africa region. We are pleased that our bilateral relations have improved considerably in all fields following the mutual establishment of the embassies. We are glad that Turkey and Djibouti have similar views on major international and regional issues. I assure Your Excellency that throughout my tenure, I will spend every effort to further the already existing bilateral relations between Turkey and Djibouti.
After handing over the letter to the President of the Republic, the head of state had a meeting with the ambassador to discuss ways and means to further consolidate the friendly relations between the two countries and strengthen their economic cooperation. Then the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, also received successfully at the Palace of the Republic the letters of credence of 6 new ambassadors associated by the respective countries to the Republic of Djibouti. The new ambassador of the Republic of Malta to Djibouti, Mr. Ronald Mekalev, on the occasion of the delivery of his letter of credence, the ambassador expressed his motivation to work for the strengthening of relations of friendship, exchange, and cooperation between his country and the Republic of Djibouti.
The designate of the Republic of Malta to the Republic of Djibouti. President Vella has instructed me, Your Excellency, to extend his fraternal wishes and the expressions of goodwill from the government and people of Malta to you and to the people of Djibouti. I look forward to strengthening the bonds of friendship between our two countries.
Then the new ambassador of the Republic of Kosovo, Mr. Rulzim Mjoko, handed his letter of credence to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh. In an interview to the ambassador, reiterated his motivation to consolidate the bilateral relations between the Republic of Djibouti and the Republic of Kosovo.
Rulzim Mjoko, as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Kosovo to the Republic of Djibouti. It's my honor to represent her credentials to Your Excellency.
After delivering his letter of credence, the President and the Ambassador of Kosovo discussed several topics of common interest in order to increase the links and partnerships between the two countries. Then the new ambassador of Portugal, Mrs. Maria Machado, also presented her letter of credence to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh. The new ambassador expressed her warm thanks to the President of the Republic of Djibouti for the warm welcome and his determination to work to strengthen the relations of friendship and cooperation between Portugal and the Republic of Djibouti.
Of credence through which the President of the Republic of Portugal has decided to nominate me as ambassador of Portugal to Djibouti, and also the letters to recall my predecessor. It is also the time, of course, to extend to you the wishes of good health and well-being of our President, to you, Mr. President, and also for the prosperity of your people. On my side, of course, I will have to tell you, of course, of my determination to strengthen our relations and, of course, to work for the facilitation of exchange of our people.
The President finally received the credentials of the new ambassadors associated by the respective countries. The new ambassador of Austria, Mrs. Simon Knapp, presented her letter of credence to the President of the Republic. In an intervention, she expressed her motivation to make a significant contribution to strengthen relations and partnerships between the two countries. The diplomat praised the role of Djibouti in peace and stability in the region and stressed the importance of consolidating the relations of friendship and cooperation that exist between Austria and Djibouti in order to work to diversify and strengthen ties between the two countries. The new ambassador highlighted the important role that Djibouti plays at the regional and international levels and expressed her determination to work for a permanent contribution between the two countries.
2023, nous célébrons le 40e anniversaire de nos relations diplomatiques. Alors, je suis très fière de vous présenter les lettres de créance.
Then the new ambassador of New Zealand, Mr. Michael Ian Upton, also handed his letter of credence to the President of the Republic. He expressed his warm thanks to the President of the warm welcome he received. He promised to work for the conciliation and strengthening of relations between New Zealand and the Republic of Djibouti on political, diplomatic, economic, and also cultural levels.
Bureau, with my credentials as New Zealand's next ambassador to the Republic of Djibouti and replacing His Excellency Mark Ramsden, who has been recalled. Our relations have been and remain warm and cordial. Excellency, thank you very much for the wonderful welcome and hospitality that has been afforded to me by you and your government.
After handing over his letters of credence to the President of the Republic, the new ambassador of New Zealand affirmed during a brief exchange the commitment of his country to develop, diversify, and support the excellent bilateral relations between the two countries to raise them to the level of friendship that goes back in different areas, including economic and cultural. He highlighted the importance of further consolidating bilateral relations in order to strengthen partnerships between the two countries in various fields, stressing his commitment to enhance relations between the two countries. Finally, the new ambassador of the Kingdom of Norway, Mr. Stian Christensen, also handed over his letter of credence to the President of the Republic. In his speech, the ambassador transmitted the greetings of the King of Norway, Harald VII, and his wishes of peace and prosperity and development for the President and the Djiboutian people. He affirmed his friendly relations that exist between his country and the Republic of Djibouti. He expressed his determination to work further to consolidate relations and cooperation that will achieve common achievements between the Republic of Djibouti and the Kingdom of Norway.
Les lettres de rappel de mon prédécesseur. Permettez-moi également, Monsieur le Président, de saisir cette occasion pour transmettre à Votre Excellence les salutations cordiales de Sa Majesté Roi Harald V et adresser au nom du gouvernement de Norvège et du peuple norvégien mes meilleurs vœux au gouvernement et au peuple de la République de Djibouti. En concluant mes remarques, je vous souhaite, ainsi qu'à votre famille et à la nation djiboutienne, paix et prospérité.
For his part, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, welcomed to Djibouti each of these new diplomats and assured them of the availability of his government and his people to provide them with all the necessary support to accomplish their mission successfully. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, sent his warm congratulations to his counterpart, Mr. Xi Jinping, on the occasion of the Chinese New Year. I sincerely hope that the Chinese New Year will bring more opportunities for the growth of your country's provisions, conducive to the individual and collective achievements of your citizens, wrote the President of the Republic in a telegram sent to his Chinese counterpart. There is no doubt that under your enlightened leadership, the friendly Chinese nation will be able to ride during this year that has just begun another chapter in its history, rich in inventiveness, creativity, and iniquity, noted the head of state in the same document. Djibouti and China share privileged stars of friendship and cooperation. President Guelleh went to highlight the merit of the two countries maintaining strategic and win-win partnerships extended to all sectors of sustainable development. You can be sure, Mr. President, that we will always work to strengthen these highly fruitful ties, said the head of state, reiterating his warm congratulations to the President and the entire friendly people of China. The National Week on Solidarity ended its tour on the country's regions in the youngest of the regions, the central region of Arta. The Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Madam Uluf Ismail Abdo, accompanied by the Minister of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Ghaidi, parliamentarians of the region, Aisha Mohammed Abdullah, Umar Waberi, Malu, and Jibril Abdullah Migani, the authorities of the region, the Prefect Muhammad Sheikh Hassan, and the President of the Regional Council, Ilmi Buh, received a warm welcome from the people of Arta. During this meeting, the various officials and senior executives all thanked the people of Arta for their welcome and hospitality. The inhabitants of Arta and its surroundings took the floor to raise the various problems of their respective communities. The grievances ranged from health, youth, unemployment, and the reception of the money transfer system. The women and their youth also presented the grievances by asking for a community room for their different meetings, a garbage collection vehicle for the protection of the environment and the teams, as well as the reinforcement of the capacities of the maternity. The Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Minister of the region of Arta, said that his colleague of Social Affairs and Solidarity, after her tour in all regions and localities of the country, was in Arta this morning to close the National Week of Solidarity and being the bearer of good news. The Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Madam Uluf Ismail Abdo, announced at the outset to the inhabitants of the region of Arta she was the bearer of good news in the context of the official closing of the National Week of Solidarity. Also, in the continuity of the National Solidarity Week, the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity met yesterday with the women of Arta at the UNFD branch in Arta. Thus, the Secretary General of UNFD, Mrs. Fatma Musa Abdi, accompanied by Executive of ADDS and the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, as well as elected officials and deputies of the region, were warmly welcomed in exchange with the women of Arta on the progress of situations of women in Arta. It was also a question for the Minister to share on the occasion of the National Week of Solidarity, the interventions of the Ministry, but also and especially to inform and share the women of the region and the future actions of mass. At the end of the National Solidarity Week, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mrs. Uluf Ismail Abdo, made a closing statement in which she reviewed the government's social action, the commitments made, and the challenges to be met. Still on the national scene, the Committee on Finance, General Economy and Planning met today to consider the bills approving the financial account of the National Printing House for the fiscal year 2020 and for the fiscal year 2021. The other bills considered for the approval of the financial account of the RTD for the fiscal year 2020 and for the fiscal year of 2021. The meeting chaired by the Member Parliament Sharmake Musaari was attended by parliamentarians, members mainly of the Finance Committee, as well as the Ministry of Communication in charge of Posts and Telecommunications, Mr. Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon. Also were present the Director General of the RTD, Mr. Adan Abdi Jama, the Accounting Officer of RTD, Muhammad Ali Dadbara, and the Director of the National Printing House of Djibouti, Mrs. Aida Ali Amote. After a discussion of exchange, the commissioners issued a favorable option and transmitted the above-mentioned financial accounts for adoption of the public session of the National Assembly. The conference room of the Kempinski Palace in Djibouti hosted today a two-day training seminar on the fight against money laundering and terrorist financing for executives of ministries in charge of finance, budget and justice, officers of law enforcement and security, and executives of banks in the place. Organized by the Central Bank of Djibouti in collaboration with the Union of Arab Banks, this meeting was attended by the governor of the BCD, Ahmed Usman Ali, and about 40 senior executives from banks in the place. This workshop is part of the participation of the Republic of Djibouti in the mutual evaluation of the mechanism to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. The objective of the technical assistance mission is to recall the principles and issues on the mutual evaluation of the Republic of Djibouti, which will be conducted by the Middle East and North Africa Financial Action Task Force, better known by its name, GAFIMON. The Technical and Tactical Training Center of Humbili of Camp Sheikh Usman hosted this morning the ceremony of end of training of trainees of the Djiboutian Army who have completed their training in several specific military courses. This colorful ceremony was chaired by Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces. Were also present Brigade General Tahir Ali Mohammed, Chief of Defense Staff Colonel Major Mohammed Kayat Gelle, Deputy Chief of Defense Staff and senior officials of the Djibouti Armed Forces. It is Colonel Dair Hassan Abedid, Chief of Corps of the Armored Regiment and his troop of honor, who paid military honors to the Chief of Staff upon his arrival on the scene.
Stagiaire secrétaire bureautique, MAC, SEMA et communautaire, rassemblés pour la cérémonie de fin de formation, mes devoirs en général.
deeqdiyo abaabulihii guushi ambaqaadki noloshiyo eebadii dagaalkiyo indhihiina tagay ma og tahay askari.
In sum, the specialists of the CTE Bureau, CTE Mechanical and CTM1 Nursing gathered at the Palace of the Report to follow the proclamation of the results. Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Kayat Gelle, commander of the military school of Hol Hol, took charge of the introduction of this event before handing over the reading of the results and the call for the lectures to Captain Hassan Humed of Human Resources. On the other hand, in view of the satisfactory results, the Army General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim has, during the ceremony, awarded the prize for the first 3 trainers of each field for merit and encouragement.
Belle cérémonie. La cérémonie à laquelle vous avez bien voulu assister aujourd'hui est consacrée à la clôture de 3 stages qui sont tenus au dernier trimestre de l'année 2022. Il s'agit d'un stage de certificat élémentaire bureautique, d'un stage de mécanique auto et génératrice et enfin d'un stage de certificat militaire du premier degré. Ces stages se sont déroulés respectivement au CITA, à la DCMAT et à l'école militaire. Le dispositif qui vous rend les honneurs aujourd'hui, mon général, est constitué de la droite vers la gauche, d'une section d'honneur du camp Cheikh Ousmane, des stagiaires féminines du stage bureautique, des stagiaires du stage mécanique auto et génératrice de la DCMAT, et enfin les stagiaires paramédicaux à lesquels se sont greffés des stagiaires de l'école militaire, du soutien de l'école militaire. Le stage a été organisé à l'école militaire. Cette cérémonie, placée sous l'autorité directe du chef d'état-major général des armées, comporte les phases suivantes. À l'issue de mon intervention, une lecture d'un verset du Saint-Coran, puis la proclamation des résultats par la direction des ressources humaines, remise des diplômes par le chef d'état-major général des armées. Ensuite, cette cérémonie sera clôturée par une animation et un pot de rafraîchissement organisé à cette occasion.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكر أولي الألباب صدق الله العظيم.
Pour la filière, c'était bureautique. La première, Caporal Soumeya Ali Jibril. La deuxième, Rabi'a, deuxième classe, Rabi'a Ibrahim Mohamed. La troisième, première classe, Asma Mirana Ibrahim. Pour la filière, c'était MAG. Le premier, Caporal Zubair Hussein Oubsi. Le deuxième, Caporal Chef Hussein Mohamed Elmi. Troisième, Caporal-chef Mohamed Ziad Ahmed. À présent, j'invite le général Semga à venir pour procéder à la remise des récompenses et des diplômes.
gobaanimada u guubiyo calankiyo arladu kiyay yirkanayeen.
It is in a very friendly atmosphere that the folk group Harbi will lead the rest of the ceremony to the rhythm of the fields and traditional military choreographies and ceremonies. Following the ceremony, which took place at Sheikh Ousmane Camp, the interim resting place of His Excellency, the late El Hajj Hassan Guled Abtidon, will end with the tributes and du'as that were paid to him and to all Muslims.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد دبيني الله دافو مغفرية دمي داف الله نسيو جماعة جاء كيني أبيه ومد كجرا الله نحريس شيخ البلد شيخ اسماء الله نحريس وقراي كجرا ودم الله مغفرية دمي داف الله سيو إنك جميعنا جمع خير الله نغيالو مناسبة ما تسكني من يصبح الله كيالو مراد كينو خير الله نسيو بلد كيننا آمن الله كيالو دولتنا نتيجة الله كيالو عيدن كينا ملك استوجب أمني أمان كيكون ولا الله نقدقو إنكم نكون محبي يا مصلحتي يا خير كجوب الله نغيالو إلهي سبحانه وتعالى عافماد يا عمر دير بان ويدي سني مصايب كأدوية السعودية الشر اللي الله نكرم مريو مغفرية دم دافنا الله نسيو بس سعود أدوية السعودية الله نكرم مريو خير رمانتنا الله نسيو اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا ولأهلنا ولوالدينا ولجميع المسلمين أينما كانوا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد الفاتحة.
Within the framework of the efforts aimed at curbing the phenomenon of human trafficking, teams from the Coast Guard and the National Sea were able to provide assistance to a Yemeni boat carrying illegal immigrants numbering more than 140 people who were heading to Yemen on the night of 19 to 20 from January 2023. The operation also resulted in the arrest of 2 Yemeni smugglers who will be brought to justice, while the boat was custodied pending a court decision. It should be noted that this successful joint operation once again reflects the cooperation and synergy between the Djiboutian Coast Guard and the National Navy in the context of securing the Djiboutian maritime space. States now, the suspect in Saturday's night's mass shooting in California has been found dead in another city, while local authorities believe it was a suicide shooting. 5 women and 5 men were killed, while 10 others were wounded in the shooting that broke out in Monterey Park, a city 10 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, authorities said on Sunday. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. Take care.